everybody, Jamie Pate here. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to this video. Got a couple of gift ideas in mind to share with you all. So let's get started with this one today. Okay, so a couple weeks ago I shared a gift idea and you all really responded to it just beautifully. Thank you so much for your comments and for your, yes, we would like to see more. So I have what I think is a pretty easy gift to make. And kind of the idea behind it was to use scraps, like scraps of chipboard or scraps of paper. Do you have any of that? Do you have any scrapbook scraps of paper in your craft room? Because I bet you do. Oh, I have more. Here's the thing about my chipboard. When I make a project, and there's been a couple that we've made recently here, I save my scraps. I have a box that all the scraps go in. That way, just exactly for this reason here, I like to be able to grab one or two. I think I need two today, and put them to work. So then the other thing I'm going to be using today is the mini cinch. Yes, I have a large cinch. I have a mini cinch. And I love the cinch. I've been using this thing for years and years and years. And it comes in a cinch to make gifts, to make books, to make journals. We've got lots of those examples on here. Let's see. Do I need anything else? Oh, for this particular thing, I'm calling this a gift memo / journal. But here's the thing. You can add anything to these pages. I have a bunch of filler paper here that I trimmed down to 4x6. And so that's going to be basically the size of this little memo journal, I'm going to call it. So to get started, I'm going to clear my mess away and I'm going to grab, I think these two. I think these are 4x6. So let's get started. For this particular memo journal today, I'm going to keep it at 4x6. But please note, this can be any size. You can make it a cutie little 2x2. You can make a full-blown 5x7, 8x10. It's whatever you have scraps for, or you can just cut down your chipboard. Of course, you don't have to use scraps. But I happen to have two 4x6 pages, or rather chipboard here, so that's what I'm going to use. And then I kind of pre-grabbed some scraps. These are literally already cut down to this size. Now, something you could do, obviously, with any project is cover your chipboard with one color and then use the other side for with the other pattern. I don't actually have enough here for that because I need 4 sides of my chipboard covered. So I'm going to start with covering my front with this green, and there's 2 adhesives that I don't mind using for something like this that I know I need to have really good adhesion down for, and that is the 1/4 inch double-sided adhesive, or what also is a pretty good adhesive for something like this is a glue stick. So I just wanted to put that out there. Now, if you have a paper craft glue that doesn't cause paper to buckle, that's a great choice as well. I can only share my own personal experience. I don't tend to use a craft glue on something like this. I stick with the roller adhesive or the glue stick. Okay, so I'm going to show you this first cover, but basically you need to repeat this. If you are doing this at home, you need to repeat this 4 times for each side of your chipboard pieces. So I prefer to not pre-cut my paper. Obviously it's already cut the length and I just kind of got lucky there that it covers it. I prefer to grab my craft knife and trim the paper away from the chipboard so that my cut looks just nice and clean there on the edges. Okay, so repeat 3 more times. Chipboard is covered on both sides, and we now need to add our holes to both the chipboard covers as well as the paper filler. And just as a little 2 notes here. First is, I mentioned at the beginning, add anything in here you want. If you have like 3x4 project cards. If you have even a piece of ephemera, you want to, anything that you can punch a hole in, you can add to this. You can add photos. You can go through here and add, a photo add a pattern paper. You can add anything you want to these. That's just one of the things that's so great about being able to have a little binding machine at home, is the fact that you can just add anything to it that you want. So I'm going to go through, I will punch, this will take a minute because there's quite a few papers here, but you can grab, you know, 5, 6, 7 pieces. I'm going to line it up just right at the center. I'm going to give myself a place to know on here. So here's a 1/4 inch. For my 4x6 papers, I'm lining up right at that 1/4 inch. And then I'll just keep going. Now, the thing I didn't show you, I actually have even a scrap of binding wire. I wonder if I have enough for that. Oh, I do. Okay, I did not plan that. That's just how that happened to be. I just happened to have this little scrap. I don't throw these away either. When I cut these off the ends of my other projects, I throw them in my binding drawer and I have them for the next time. Okay, the second thing I want to make sure we were mindful of is whatever your cover is going to be, make sure that when you open it, you can, especially if you have a pattern on your inside, I have a text. I want to be able to read that when I open it. So I have to just kind of pretend, okay, here's the top of my memo journal. I'm going to open it up. Okay, I can read everything. So this is where I want my holes to be here. I'm going to line that back up to the 1/4 inch and go ahead and punch that. Kind of shakes the whole table. I'm just going to check that. Yep. So I'm good. And check this. I'm good. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with my back cover. Then I'm going to come in here and punch the rest of my filler papers. All right, so I have popped my binding wire to the side apparatus here of the mini cinch. I have threaded through all my filler papers, and then I am going to put my top cover on, just making sure that's my top cover, and that is not. This one's my top cover. That goes there. And the back cover goes on the front. And you have to think of it in terms of, if I'm closing this, how is that going to look on the back? Does that make sense? So this is popped here on the front with the inside back cover up, because if this was already on its binding rings and I was to turn it, it's going to close the proper way. So that is threaded on there. And then I get to come back here to the back, open the machine back up. Hopefully my wires, I realize, are slightly wonky, so I'm hoping, of course, this works. And you just squeeze your binding closed. So then you pull this around to the back. And there's your little memo book, memo journal. And then maybe when you do it, you can get your holes lined up just a little straighter. I'm going to kind of massage my wires a little bit so that they're just lined up just a little better. Okay, I have a little bonus portion for you next. Okay, to kind of finish up the book itself, I kind of forgot this one before. I'm grabbing a sticker and I'm just going to center this. I just thought all the things was super cute for a little memo journal. Make sure it's straight. And then the little bonus part I have is, this can obviously be a gift for any time. We just happen to be in the middle of, December. And so things are a little bit more festive. And so your cover can be anything. But what can be super fun is to add a tag to the front of it and tie it off to the front of it. So we're going to make that really quick. I have pre-die cut a tag from the nested dies. And then my idea was, I pre-die cut everything and I actually had a bunch of the greenery already made up. But I just thought it'd be fun to layer these. Maybe won't layer them. They might be too big. I almost called them sunflowers. These snowflakes onto, actually, let's see. I think I want this here first. And we're going to give it a little bit of an edge here. because I like to do that. And then I'm going to pop this up with some foam squares. So let's do that next. You know the routine. This comes from our embellished cluster series that is on here. Just kind of keep doing the same thing over and over again because it works and it's so fun and festive. And I thought I would add some greenery here to this. I think I want this darker one here. These could be trimmed down if you wanted them to be. And I'm going to attach those to, let's see, do I have a label in here that I can use? Oh, I do. Look at that there. That's really pretty. The green one. Yeah, so I'm going to add some foam to the label. Any label will work. You can stamp a label if you have some ephemera. I'm going to also staple these together. The tiny attacher can be your friend for making these embellished clusters. I'm going to see if this adhesive on here is going to attach everything else, and basically it is, I think. I might need to add some glue in there a little bit, and then I might want a bit of a smaller one in here as well. I think so. So I'm going to cut this or pull it off. I still think I want it a little bit shorter. And just like that. Just that. My glue went a little crazy there. The thing is, I broke my rule and I have adhesive already underneath here with that foam, so it's kind of hard to kind of tuck. So don't break your rules like that. Okay, then I'm going to make a reinforcer hole and finish this up. All right, I'm just using some twine. I'm going to tie this to the top of my memo journal, and super fun. Love how my tag turned out. Love these little quick gifts for teacher, for neighbor, for mom, for yourself. You know the routine. All right, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about this, would like to see me do something else, please let me know in the comments as always, and I will see you in the next video.